Hi chaps, welcome to another video of NK Services. This time we're going to be looking at the DIY trolley. The reason for this, I've had quite a number of requests for a dedicated video on the trolley that I made, and I've made some adjustments on there that you might have seen on the videos. However, instead of looking through several videos on how I constructed the trolley, people have asked to do, for me to do a dedicated video. So this one's all about the DIY trolley. Okay, one of the investments I made is this one. It speaks for itself really, a retractable wheel. 10 metres with a female Vectors 21 on. It makes the trolley top heavy, but with these sturdy wheels and the pump box on the back, it can stand solo. However, to extend the hose, I can only do that when the tank of water is on the bottom. Okay, when this particular sack trolley is fully extended, to me that's it's too much of an awkward height to be dragging around, etc. So I have made some additional holes here and obviously on the other side, which brings it to a more suitable working height, which I'll now show you. Okay, sorry about the poor editing on that, but you can see the difference in height there, and that makes it ideal. Obviously, I've then put some aluminium kitboard on the back. That's also to mount the pump box on the opposite side. Before continuing with that, we'll have a look at the water butt. Okay, a standard 25 or 20 litre water barrel. Most people will keep this lid off, just drop the hose straight down there. I've decided to not go with that option, but to make it a bit like a fan mount. So on the side here, I use a soldering iron just to melt a small hole into the plastic tub. On the again, female Vectors 21 fitting. On the end of that, I've put about 2 inches of pole holes on, with it slightly weighted at the bottom, so the pole holes comes down to the bottom. So all the water in the tank would get maximised usage and drainage from. I've then put some rubber glue around there just to keep it sealed as well. And purely for the extraction of air and the flow of the water, I've then stuck a piece of tubing in. I have that because when I'm carrying or trolleying the water about, the water will come up and shoot out. So I've got that, which just simply prevents that from happening. I also then use Vistaprint to have a sign printed, and I've just glued that on there. So I've got some of those in spare, so when it gets a little bit more tattier, I can just take that off and glue another one onto it. Okay, so that's what I use for the water. So I've just lifted that into the back of the fan. It just makes it a bit easier for my back. Okay, the pump box itself. I'll just take this off. Okay, so for the pump box, I'll put a link on this video as well to show the electrical junction box that I use, what size I used. I particularly used these drill bits to go through the plastic. This is a 22mm, and I also used a 28mm. I also opted for this voltmeter, digital, which simply you can drill using a 28-bit, drill in and then fasten that underneath the bolt. Opted for this type of switch as an on-off. Again, all of these you can buy from electrical stores or you can simply get from eBay. Okay, so you can see how I've fitted those in here. The option that I first did with this, I've decided against using. And that's because what you need is a pulse width modulator. Cheapest chips from China, but you are waiting about a month for it to be delivered. I've not found anyone in the UK supplying these at the moment. Okay, the pulse width modulator will just slow down the voltage going to the pump, so it regulates the speed of the water flow in that sense. However, as an option, you can use this, which again I'll put a link on the video. This is also a pulse width modulator, but it's digitalized, so you've got your on-off switch that you can put on. You've got your controller, and then you've got your digital output to show the flow. So it'd be very similar to what you can set up here without all the fancy plating on top. Okay, so you can opt for that. I've skipped out on the modulator, and I've skipped out on that because I like to run this pump on full. So I've bypassed that altogether now. Okay, the pump is a 4 litre per minute, 100 psi pump, quite small, again from China, about £13–14, and they last quite a while. I did order 2 or 3 of these, so it's just a simple case of unconnecting here and putting a new pump in if required, and also rigging up the hose. Okay, the on-off switch is easy enough to do. Just leads from your power battery to your on-off switch, and then I fed that joined it in with my voltmeter, so when I turn it on, the voltmeter comes on, and then that runs to my remote control on-off switch, which I did a short video showing how this worked. Okay, so brilliant buy this was. Okay, again I'll put all the links to all these parts at the end of the video underneath in the comments. So that is a remote control on off, which following this wire goes directly to the pump. So in terms of electrical fittings, it's very easy to do indeed. I've also done another video where I showed how to fit this connection up. Here, this is for charging, and all I've done is soldered those wires together. The battery, most people use a 7 amp hour battery. This, I've got it put in back to front. This one is a 20, I can't remember now, it's either a 20 or a 12 amp hour battery. I think it's a 20. Okay, I opted for this one because I don't want to be charging it up quite a lot. I don't use the trolley that often, so you might want to opt for the 7 amp battery. It does make it a little bit lighter, okay, but I find this one to be quite beneficial for my purpose. I've put a rubber strap on here just to hold the battery in place, because what was happening is when the trolley was tilting, this was pulling away and the wiring was disconnecting. So I've just put that there to prevent that from happening. The connections on the pump are quite small. Okay, so this is a 8mm diameter outside pole holes, 6mm diameter inside. You do have to put that into hot water to make it a bit more pliable, and then you can force it on. So that's a tight grip anyway, but I've also used the O-rings, okay, to secure the fastenings on. So you can see it is a relatively easy setup to do. It's relatively easy to set up. What I do, because I keep the trolley in the back of the van, I have mentioned before about my solar panels. This one here is dedicated for my battery that operates the remote control, the electric wheel. It comes all the way down here to the battery. but I can connect that to this piece here. Okay, you can see the positive wire, negative wire. That simply plugs in there. Crocodile clips from a solar panel will clip onto it there. So for me, I just keep this top as I'm driving about, especially on a sunny day, or if it's over the weekend, I can simply plug that in and draw it off from the solar panel to charge it out. But at the moment, that's 12.7, so that will last me for the next couple of days because I only use it periodically. So that will do me, and then I'll stick it back on charge just to top it back up again. Okay, so I hope that's been beneficial for you. Like I said, I put all the parts at the bottom in the comments. Any questions, feel free to give me a message on there. Okay, thank you for watching.